Alright, what's up, family?
Hey.
Where the book at? We're here to do
Okay, with the time, step with the time.
our part 2 of In Search of Good Pussy. Now, I know it's a derogatory name for the book. He could have named something else, but I put that in the other video, which was the same title, but it was part 1. So if you haven't seen that, I highly advise you, go to part 1 and you'll have a better understanding of this one right here. And we're just going to do a little conclusion of it, of some other stuff, because there's so much powerful stuff in this book and you'll love it. So with that being said, I'll lead it over to
me.
Let's go.
Okay. So
Hey.
So while reading the past couple of chapters from like the previous videos we made, he kept mentioning like good pussy. So I'm like, what does that technically mean? Like, so good pussy is whatever absolutely makes your day.
But hold on, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Like, I love what you're saying, but eventually we're gonna stop saying the P-U-S-S-Y. We're just gonna say a good feeling. Yeah. We all mature here, and we're gonna be mature. But we just saying it because that's what the title is. But eventually we're gonna stop saying that. We're just gonna say good feeling.
Okay,
but,
so do you
that's what really is about.
For now, just explain it, and then we'll get off of it.
Okay. So it's that feeling or that thing which gives you an undeniable euphoria, and brings true rapture. Good pussy is that which gives you the richest, most heart tear-teasing fulfillment imaginable. So, for example, a family seeing their healthy newborn baby for the first time. So, you know, when I was born, you know, that was beautiful.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was a good feeling.
The utter.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, when you was born. You mean, and then when mommy, all the crap came out, and you know what I mean?
Gosh.
And you came out a funny color. That's what you mean? Okay.
The utter contentment of a loving mother breastfeeding her tiny infant, your wedding day, that's good pussy. If you can remember the happiest and most touching moment in your life, then you already know what good pussy is.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What would be a really good feeling that you had, as the book's classified as a good pussy, but we're gonna say good feeling. Name a really good feeling that you could relate to.
When I scored my 1,000 point my senior year of high school, that was just like a overwhelming.
1,000 points in what?
Basketball.
Okay.
So, but
you play basketball?
Yeah. Thanks, you know, to this son who trained me the most. My mom and sister too, but
absolutely.
If anything, I would say every day is good pussy to me.
But why is 1,000 points meant so much to you?
Because the passion that I had for basketball was just like breathing that in and out every day, looking at basketball games, and going through trials and tribulations of practice.
And you know, as your father, as much as it meant something to you, you believe I helped. That feeling felt great to me to know that it don't matter how many years from now, you can always go in that high school and your name is up on that plaque forever.
Up on the wall.
And that comes from hard work.
You earned it.
And you earned it. That's
but
great.
basically, good pussy's wondrous magic that leaves your very heart alive and tingling with delight. So, I mean, basically, I would say good pussy's every day to me because, like, I'm living every day. I'm waking up and being with you guys every day.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
That's so
right. Okay, so what would you call good, cha? What would be a good feeling to you?
Being captain of my volleyball team this year because I love to play like ever since I got to high school because I was following after Ashley's footsteps and I wound up being a lot better than her, which was a really great.
Oh, now we're talking. Okay.
No, but they all helped me to be great, and I just fell in love with the sport because I've been playing softball since kindergarten.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So originally that was my favorite sport, but then it transferred over to volleyball. And being my captain this year really made me really happy, and it was a really big deal because it was like my teammates wanted me to lead them.
All right,
so it's like the same thing for Ashley leading her team over the victories that they had, and she got 1,000 points out of it, and I tried to do the same. I try to do the same thing for my team.
So what would be your good
pussy?
Oh, as soon as obviously we all feel the same way as when it comes down to us as mothers. When I was able to feel suddenly this belly, then I became pregnant. Oh, that was so beautiful. And then when I found out that I was gonna have girls, oh, that was the most beautiful good feeling. I'm sorry I didn't give you the baby boy, but we were all happy and content with the girls. And that was such a great feeling.
I'm rough with them anyway, so I don't treat them all dainty and all that, right? Punching in your face, yo. Punching in your face.
But most of all, the greatest feeling is that to have a man in my life to make me feel good every day.
Mm-hmm. And that would be mine, I would say, in return, the same feelings. To have someone that you really love and that you can talk to, and you go through your ups and downs. And it's way more ups than downs.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I can't get enough because it's always a great feeling.
All right, so who want to start off with a chapter in the book?
Well, that was my chapter. That was a chapter. That was the beginning of the book.
Okay, so go ahead, Jada.
Well, since you guys talking about love and everything, name of my chapter was called "Do Black Men Know What Love Is?" And this stood out to me because it's important to know that, because my father's obviously a black man, so I would want a man like my father, which obviously he's gonna be black.
Wow.
So it's really important to me because it has to do with my future. And the same thing with knowing black men's wants and needs, and these are things important, so you'll know what they come from and what they need in order to fulfill that character. So anyways, some of the things that stood out to me, I'm sorry talking to you guys. It said too big a gamble for some black men to take. And it said black men are afraid to trust or to open themselves up to any more pain. To be in love is to be dependent. Which I also feel like that goes for black women as well. Like when you're hurt, or period, like any color, when you're hurt, it's hard to open yourself back up to a whole nother relationship. And love is being dependent. And I didn't really think about it, but like now that I do think about it, love is being dependent. Like you have to rely on somebody. And the same thing with them feeling like, oh, if I am faithful to her, I will never know what she's doing. Your job is to do your own part, and depending on each other to be faithful to each other. And that's why you guys have communication and everything like that. So, another part that it said was, how can they be expected to return loving sentiments like respect, understanding, sacrifice, and caring when none has been given to them? And then another quote was, if you're weak, you're beat. So that reminded me of the saying, if you're too nice, people walk all over you. Which everybody's afraid of that, but you are who you are. So the last thing that it said was, his life is hard enough already. He doesn't need any more misery. That is one of the reasons why some black men resort to violence to maintain control and thereby avoid their own suffering. And that's also in part one how my mother was talking about, is violence justifiable? Which I read that also. And it was saying a woman not only, she doesn't deserve to be beat, nor does a man ever, but if you're not doing your part as a woman and you're not doing your part as a man, it said two wrongs sometimes do make a right. So sometimes it's not justifiable, but it says cheating is as unexpected as first-degree murder and equally devastating. So, you know, sometimes things just do happen.
Yeah.
Preach it, sister.
And leaving yourself open and vulnerable to someone before you really know them is a foolish move. That was also in the book because it said, do you believe in love at first sight? Do you guys believe in love at first sight?
Oh, yes, I do.
Not really.
You do at the beginning, but you find that right person, that is that feeling.
Because what a lot of people do out there, and I'm sure a lot of y'all would agree, that love at first sight. Remember, very important saying. I remember Michael Basin, he another guy I read quite a few of his books I got over here. I love what he said years ago on his show, where he said, when you first meet someone, you're not really meeting them. You're meeting their representative. It's like people put their best foot forth when they first meet you. They're on time, they're courteous, they're nice in every kind of way. They make sure the teeth brush, their breath smell good, they don't fart around you. You know what I'm saying? They do everything right. But once you get to be around them for a while, all of a sudden, they always late. They always got excuses. You know, they don't do all the little things they used to do, and it starts to be annoying because now you start to be like, yo, what happened? You used to do all these things before, but see, now they got you.
They comfortable.
They're comfortable. And that's what happened with a lot of relationships long term. When a person is in a relationship for long term, they tend to not do all those little things that was important that got y'all to where y'all at. So you need to do research back on yourself and don't lose the flame. Y'all got to go back and think about why y'all got together in the first place.
Yeah.
It's a job. It's hard work. But love at first sight, I don't believe in it because I happen to know you're meeting their representative.
So you met her representative, or it was just real?
Nah, mommy was genuine. Well, see, remember, I knew mommy from 6th grade. It just throughout, we hooked up way after high school, so I knew the character of person who she was.
That's right.
And her values was always oriented on, I think it's something that you wrote there, she was always based on old values such as like her mother, her grandmother values, and that I loved it. It's hard to see that in this day and age. Matter of fact, you did it in one of the chapters with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's hard. These women nowadays, they think it's corny for a man to be on time. See, women that say they don't like to be lied to, but that's a lie. Women love to be lied to some degree. And what I mean by that is like, if a man does everything right, says he's gonna be at your house at this time to pick you up, give you roses, take you out for a good time, have a nice time. You know what? She eventually say he corny. But the guy who said he's gonna be there to pick up at 8 o'clock, he shows up at 10:30 at night. When he shows up, she's like, "Where was you at? Oh my gosh, it took you all this time to get here." But see, she's amped up. That's exciting to her. The guy that showed up on time, yeah, he's here. It's not that exciting. See, this guy get her riled up all the time with all his inconsistency and his bullshit. See, she loved being riled up to some degree. Not all women, but some. The guy that's the good guy is corny. The guy that's the jerk off gets her energy up all the time. So to some degree, women love to be lied to. They just don't admit that they do. But I'm sorry, Kat.
Exactly. So like I was just reading this one of the chapters. It's called the Automobile American Good, but I'm gonna say good feelings, just like we explained it earlier, and we all know what we're speaking about. So what I love about this chapter is that there is a point across about why, for example, we all love our cars for the first time. Someone that never has a car, they're so anxious to get a car. Teenagers especially, when they feel as if, I gotta go get that license and I gotta go actually to get a car in order for me to get my license. But at the same time, it's like they doing it because they going through their independence.
Yeah, it said freedom and liberty.
Yes.
Yeah,
they're free. Just like us, an adult. If each of us have a vehicle, we all go our way.
Get up and go.
Yes.
Yeah.
We all go our way, right, Jada?
But
once you get a car.
It also was referring to like how you said the old mobile is like the old I'm sorry,
No, it's okay.
Like the old relationships.
Yes.
How they were strong.
Yeah. Parents can't find their teenagers. Their spouses can't find each other no more. Everybody's on their own. As long as they got a vehicle, they'll just go anywhere they want. So the thing is that in the 60s, back then they used to make great cars. I think they used to make the muscle cars, right?
Yeah. So you're referring that to the relationship.
Yes,
such as
exactly.
the old back in those days too, families stuck together.
They stuck
like the strong car, they stuck together. They worked things out.
They don't make cars like that no more. Back then, it was the real thing.
Just like relationship.
Just like relationship. Thank you, Papito. The relationship was just the same. People last longer. You hear people, rare is when you hear 50 years together, 40 years together. I said, wow, what is the secret of all that? But it's because they kept it strong. They kept unite. And that's what I want for me and my family and my girls to see that being my baby. We were going to get there, baby.
Oh, absolutely.
Depending on the conflict, I feel like it is always better to work things out with somebody that you've been with, somebody that you know, and someone that you can continue to build with other than somebody entirely new and you got to deal with new problems. It's the same thing with friends. It's like I'd rather work out a friendship with my friend. We're going through some things than start a whole other friend and deal with a bunch of their problems that I'm just like, I'd rather just not deal with that. I'd rather deal with somebody that I know.
Exactly.
I feel like that's scary when you gotta start something new. It's like you don't know what type of baggage they carrying.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start with somebody like, okay, like even when you said friends, like you already know what this person. I'm gonna do the. It's like when you have somebody that you've been dealing with years, you already know sometimes the bull that they're carrying. Like, all right, you're able to like maneuver around that and fix it. But when you're dealing with somebody new in relationships, friendship wise, it's just like, yo, I don't know what you're capable of doing. Like, are you plot on me?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think I'd rather stay with. Some people be like, oh, would you rather start with new people or keep going and fixing things with the old person? That's like
that refers to like one of the chapters, why men cheat. And I know a lot of women out there want to say why men cheat, and think about when you first get with him in the beginning, you don't know what you're gonna get. It's a trial and tribulations that you gotta go through. But hey, I got a very simple answer for y'all. I'm gonna give y'all the answer why men cheat. Well, let me get up to it. Now, the real simple answer is In here, he put it in here. He basically said, some men love the chase. They love the thrill, you know, to go through this and to go through that, to put this woman through that, go through all his things that he put up to see if this woman passed this test, that test, and he just loved the chase. Now, another, like matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a good analogy, and it's from the movie Troy. In the movie, now this is the answer to why men cheat.
Great movie.
Yeah. Now think about it. The real simple answer why men cheat. The real simple 3-letter word. No, 4-letter word. I'm sorry. More. Real simple. And of course, like, more. What you mean, more? Yeah, some men are selfish like that. Some are built like that. And I know that sounds crazy. But let me go back to the movie Troy. Now, y'all always hear me say this all the time. I love a good movie. But I think a movie is even a great movie when it has great dialogue. Now, I'm going to give you the scene. The movie was great. But in the movie, the part when he went, in the beginning, when he went to the river to meet up with his mother, which she's in Greek mythology is called the nymph, which we know Greek mythology really come from, like Herodotus said, all ancient Egypt history. But anyway, back to that. Achilles, when he went to the river to talk to his mother and asked her, because she was basically like an oracle, she could see the future. So she said to him, he said to her rather, he said, Mom, do you think I should go over there to Troy? And with a loving eyes and warmth, she turned to him and said, listen, let me tell you, if you stay here, you will meet a beautiful wife. You will have beautiful kids that will love and respect you. And they will have kids that will love and respect you forever. And everyone in your town, your village, they will love and respect you. But eventually, you'll get old and die, and your kids and your other kids, you'll soon be forgotten. Because you'll die and wither away. And that'll be the end of your story. But if you go to Troy and fight that war. Now, this is like a question you ask everybody out there. She said, but the second option, if you went over there and fought that war in Troy, she said, you'll be hand in hand with your legacy will be also your doom. You will fight the greatest war ever that mankind had ever seen. And your name will go down in history. It will be thousands upon thousands of years. People will forever talk about you. See, now that made him think.
Yeah.
If you ask the average person, what would you want? The simple life? Or you want a life where I'm definitely going to die, but my name will forever live on?
I'll pick that.
See, most people are going to pick that. Now, this is leading up to why men cheat. Because now, later in the scene, where that slave girl, I forgot the girl's name, when she was captured and they were going to fight in that little tent, and then later they brought her in the room, and then she called him a beast, and all you know how to do is kill, this and that. And she said, Troy, what? She said, Achilles, what is your problem? What do you want from Troy? And he gave it a simple answer. He said, I want what every man wants, more. See, that's a real simple answer. And it could be a selfish answer to some degree. Most men just want more. It's like, why? Why? But that could be the simple answer to a very simple question.
Men or women?
Yes.
I think that's basically...
Yeah, it is selfish. It is.
And for the most part, if a woman were to do the same thing a man would do, he would not stand around for it at all.
True
Exactly.
Indeed. That's a good point. A man, that just proves the point. See, a man to think that it's okay for him to go out there and cheat and mess around. But if his woman did it, he can't handle it. So now we go back to the old axiom that says, give a person a taste of their own medicine.
But then that's why they also put into play, like, is a woman dumb or a writer? Like, what do you think? Like, is a woman dumb for staying, even though she know for a fact if it was her, he would have up and left? Or is she, like, still staying, so would you call her dumb, or, like, she's a writer?
It depends also what the kind of man she got.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a man is a bum, and he don't work, he don't want to do nothing with his life, but he wants to stay around, then of course she's gonna go out there and do her thing.
Yeah.
You know, just like a man.
Can I
He
go to
repeatedly.
Can I talk about detaching?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, another chapter that I read was called Detaching. So, they talked about relationship, but I'm also talk like in everyday life. But for now, it's like, if she's not the right one, maybe you should let her go before you end up losing your car, your home, and even your mind. Men who have always been told never to give up may have to learn to do just that, to give up on something that will never work anyway. You too may have to learn to detach, not to turn the other cheek and get slapped again, but to walk away. It's important to know when to let go and when enough is enough. Detach, let it go. Get rid of the pain so that you can begin to heal. It's sad to belong to someone else when the right one comes along. Deal with facts first, save yourself. So
I like that.
yeah, I like this one too because it's just like people go through everyday problems like this. It's when you want to deal with family problems or relationship wise. It's when somebody's constantly being negative to you and you're still involved with that negative person. You're not going to do nothing but sink even lower and lower every day.
So
And
you let go of that negative person, you detach, and you will feel, it's like you got a balloon.
Yeah.
Once you let go of the dead weight, you are lifted up.
That positive energy comes out, and like people don't understand when you have positive energy, positive vibes,
positive people around you.
It's like surround yourself, like what I've been taught, like surround yourself with bosses, because when you surround yourself with positive people that have a plan, that's what you think about every day. It's what you breathe every day. But when you're constantly around people who do drugs, who don't have a good job, that's always talking about
bad
the next
relationships.
that's always talking about the next
Gotta get away from that.
That's always talking about the next person, like, oh, what he has on, or I could do, like, it's good to talk about people, but talk about people in a positive manner. When you're constantly talking bad about someone, it just shows, like, what are you getting out of, like Gabrielle Union had in that video I told you about. It's like, when you're talking about someone bad, did you get a new house, or did you get more money in your bank account? Did you get that new job you wanted? What are you getting out of talking bad about somebody?
You brought that subject up because when I said to you, it's amazing how people be on Facebook or whatever hating on other people's posts.
Yeah.
And I said it's amazing because it's like, show me somebody who's doing better than me that's spending time hating on me.
Yeah,
you
what
can't.
are you getting out of that?
Now, I'm not the type to go out here bragging about what I got. But my point is, you think Mark Zuckerberg is hating on me? No. I would be a joke for him to waste his time hating him. You think Bill Gates will ever hate on me? No. It's always people that's doing worse than you, lower than you. Them are the ones that do the most hate. So those are the ones you gotta just disassociate yourself with. Because now that's when you brought up the Gabriel Union, because I like the video that she did. She's right.
That is true. Like, what are you getting? Did you get a new house? Did you get new clothes by getting?
Exactly.
Did you get that new job?
They want to see her post and hate on her post. It's like, what?
It's just like you gotta remember, like, negative people are your undercover fans.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes when you have that, to me personally, that pushes me to become better because I'm proving you wrong. So you can look at detaching in maybe you want to keep that negative person to prove them right, to prove them wrong. But most of the time, if you just don't detach yourself, if you don't detach yourself from negative energy,
actually gonna go down.
sorry, if you just, it's like poison. If you don't detach yourself from that poison, you're basically. Let me just say, because I'm talking way too much, I guess. Just surround
You're
yourself.
being redundant. You keep repeating stuff.
No, I think the way I look at people is if they always have you in their mouth, then you are so important. And obviously, yes, it's not gonna hurt me. You know, you can get tired and losing all your energy talking about me, talking about the next person, because it's probably gotta be important to you.
Yes.
Well, even to add on to the Gabrielle Union thing that you were saying, even her, of course, on the TV and everything, you heard about her whole situation with her and her husband Dwayne Wade and how he cheated on her, but it's not about her getting on the air bashing him or feeling like I'm gonna leave because I don't have to deal with this or what you do. They're both very successful. She has her own money. She does not.
And they still together.
Exactly.
See?
She realized that I'm not gonna throw away everything that we have over somebody that means nothing. She's not going to destroy what we have, what we are building together.
And remember what I said in part 1. It deserves a mature sit-down conversation. So obviously, I can tell you that's what Gabriel Union and Dwayne Wade did. Yeah. And like I said, a real woman will help that man through his childish ways. Because that's all it is. It's childish ways where he think he got to cheat all the time. Matter of fact.
Look at Hillary and Bill Clinton.
Well, that was another book I got up there by Tariq Nasheed where he explains that. I like that. Like you said, with that preacher, I forgot, he had his own TV show, The Black Preacher. When they found out he cheated, live on TV, the woman said he was no good, you're a dog, I'm going to divorce and all this crap, and the daughter dropped out of college and all kind of nonsense. True story. But when Bill Clinton and his wife went through the crap, she stood by her man right there on live TV. Now, you don't know what went on behind closed doors because you see the next day when they showed Bill Clinton, it looked like he had sort of a black eye with makeup on it. So maybe he'll be behind closed doors, she probably bust him up. But in the public eye, you don't let people... You don't put that out there on Front Street like that. You keep your business in house.
That's a real woman.
I like that.
Keep her place and keeps what she has built. because it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
So obviously she's building up something. I'm not just gonna let it go down the drain because of somebody
you don't.
who
So
tried
I like
to
that you brought up the
invade,
Gabriel Union and Dwayne Wade. Another one that I read, unless you want to jump in, go ahead.
No, I was gonna speak about my other chapter
Yeah.
about. It's basically almost like what they're talking about. It's called the milk toast honeydew men.
Yes, yes.
And it speaks about man that has they do just about everything. They're great on basketball court. They're great on football. They do everything great.
Mm-hmm.
But in their own closed door, in their marriage, it is like really they're really eating themselves up in this relationship.
Because the
that
woman
they have
is
because
wearing
of
the
woman.
pants.
Yes, because he realized that what he got in the house is the one wearing the pants in the house instead of him wearing the pants in the house.
The woman.
Yeah.
The woman's wearing
is
the pants. So she's like, do this, do that, do that. Guess what? You better behave. She bossing him around. He's like, okay, oh yes, yeah. Like, damn.
Yeah. So that becomes him like a mushy, tender person, all that.
Yeah.
But he does everything in the house that the female has to do, that the female is doing. His wife is basically, she looking at it like, well, I have a job, so no, but my man can't tell me anything or tell me what not to do or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So now he feels as if he's taking over. He's taking care of the little kids. He's taking care of the supermarket. He's taking care of the house cleaning up and all that. And I think that's very unfair.
Well, it's all because he put himself in that predicament. Whereas it's a lot of guys out here, and I'm not gonna say men, where they get with women that got their own apartment, a woman that gotta buy you a car, a woman that's gotta pay your bills. You know, I knew a guy where the woman had to cash his check because he don't got a bank account. You know, where a woman got to do all this for you. Where nowadays, a lot of these women are getting with these bum dudes, and they got to take care of these dudes. And that's what he talking about, the milk toast guy. It's like, guess what? Yeah, you got, whenever she say jump, your ass better say ha ha. Because guess what? Your woman wears the pants in the house. And if your woman was to be out there messing around cheating, guess what? You better deal with it. You know, like silly stuff. You better deal with it, because guess what? She wears the pants in the house. She's taking care of your sorry butt.
But I feel like that's dumb though, because a woman, it's like, what are you doing? Like, don't you feel like you should never be taking care of a man?
True indeed. I agree.
Yeah, but see, and in the long run, he's gonna be like the doormat.
That's exactly
you know
what
he's gonna be
I feel like they're
stepped
both
on
wrong
top.
in a relationship.
It is. But then even with that whole picture that the woman goes to work and brings the check home while he's off taking care of the household and all that, I think that's the kind of man that needs to stand up and say, you know, no, none of this. I'm still the man of the house because I'm doing I'm actually doing part of this. You're not doing this all by yourself. I
agree, but a lot of men out here just refuse to be men. Not all. There's some really good men out there. No. But a lot of men, I know a lot personally, they rather sit at home, play PlayStation. They got bull junk jobs. They're not trying to better themselves. As long as their woman is taking care of stuff, they sit back and just be less than a man.
Well, then that's when I said that a woman doesn't have to ask him anything. She can just get up and go and do whatever in a respectful way.
Now that's like with me and you. Let's say, remember years ago when I got laid off from the job in 2009.
Oh,
remember, it's nothing wrong with a man switching roles if it's to better both of y'all relationship. And remember, that's what me and mommy did.
It's a 50-50.
Yeah, because like I got laid off, and it was the first time
I. Bum for
right. I was never.
I was bringing the check and I was bringing the check home.
Eating mad Twizzlers and what did you get? What did you get for food shopping?
That's what I gotta do.
Mad sugar,
I never was
no work for 8 years.
It don't go on my DNA. But on a serious tip. We switched roles, remember? Yeah. I was laid off. I was getting unemployment and severance pay.
Yeah.
So 1 week I would get the unemployment check, and the second week I would get severance. So I always had money coming in. I just wasn't working. But I put time in the job 15 years, so that was entitled to that. Mm-hmm. But what I did admire is that mommy was going to work every day. Y'all was very little at the time. Mommy was going to work every day, and I was home. Now, I'm not going to just sit home watching Oprah Winfrey all damn day. What I was doing, I made sure that all the house was clean. Whatever needed to be taken care of as far as bills, I was picking you up. I was more better with doing homework assignments with y'all because mommy's at work doing her. We switched roles. And you know what? I got a kick out of.
You was making dinner.
I was making
Besides
dinner.
Twizzlers and waters for dinner sometimes.
I was making dinner. I really got a kick out of, now we ain't had cell phones back then. I really got a kick out of, mommy would call me and say, babe, I'm on my way home. I would make sure her dinner ready. And when she would pull up in front of the house, I got a kick out of peeping through the window and seeing that was her. And then I would heat her food up real quick. I would put it on the table. I would get her a nice cold drink or whatever it is. And I would meet her at the door and say, how was your day, man? And then we go upstairs and I go, look at your food.
That's
nice.
right. You better have my dinner ready.
I was like, look at your food, nice and hot and steamy. And look, whatever drink you want, I got that all right here. You know, I felt very honored to do that because I had money coming in, but since I wasn't working, it's like we switched roles. I made sure I was on point with y'all. The house was taken care of. I was cooking and
You
all
were
that.
playing a stay-home wife
Yeah,
role.
and guess what? Then when I eventually started back working, the roles switched again. So we always been there for each other, which was wonderful.
So as me working,
I was never no
milk.
milquetoast.
I was.
We switched roles.
No, but see, I never thought in back of my mind that I was way better than him. We was a team. We was we was a team. We was actually a team, and we was not materialistic either. So that's basically what.
That's another reason why families like their relationship goes wrong. Is because y'all so worried about materialistic things like the Beyonce tickets. No,
Oh my
dang
God.
well your rent, whatever
my
is
God.
due, and
Yes.
you're gonna pay $1,200+ tickets.
For Beyonce tickets and your rent due.
What happened? She got
She
evicted,
got
right?
evicted. That was stupid. That was on the internet. But yeah, I'm gonna give y'all another one. I did the one is Do Men Cry? I think we did that. Maybe we mentioned on it, but a lot of them touch on each other.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, Do Men Cry? Another reason why men don't want to get too close sometimes, like I mentioned, black families no hugging, kissing. Now this touches on that because a lot of times men say they don't want to get too close because, like one of y'all has said, they don't want their feelings to get hurt. You know, yeah.
I read.
Yeah, they don't want to get their feelings too hurt. So it's like, you know, matter of fact, I wrote that. I said, never love someone more than they love you. It prevents them from getting hurt.
Right.
See, and that's why it's the single guy. He always out there trying to date so many different women, right? And a lot of people perceive that as, man, he having fun. He out there doing it all, man. He having a life. But think about what that looks like. That looks no different than a clown in a circus. And all the viewing audience look at the clown like he's so fun and he's making us laugh. He's having all the fun. But we got to remember, what is a clown? A clown is nothing but a person up under a mask.
That's what they said.
A clown wears a mask. And
behind the mask, he's hurting.
He's hurting. So now we go back to like the old Smokey Robinson song. The tears of a clown.
He can't sing.
When no one's around. You know, it's the truth. You know, yeah, I know y'all sweating me. But you know, the tears of a clown when no one's around. And that goes back to your loneliness could be a state, what is it called?
Loneliness could be a form of mental illness.
Exactly, and that's like the clown. You know, the single guy, he puts on the act that he having all this great fun with all these women, but trust me, he's miserable. That's why he got to try to so many different. I went through that phase, but I'm glad I stopped it at an early age.
The whole phase.
A lot of men, unfortunately, we go through those phases where I just got so many. It's silly, but like I said, I don't want to keep going. The other one I did is violence justifiable? Is violence justifiable?
Okay.
I think y'all touched on that too. See, now what happens, now we only talking about relationships. We're not just talking about everyday violence out there. We're talking about violence justifiable in a relationship. See, what happens?
Talking about abuse?
We talking about like a man where he's, excuse me. Man, I wrote that down. When a man feels powerless, frustrated, bitter, and insecure, he'll normally bring those frustrations home from work, maybe road rage, and he bring it home and he's being abusive to his kids and his wife. See, because he needs mental help.
Yeah.
He don't know how to deal, and instead he lashes out against the people that he feels is the weakest. And so, in a relationship, is violence justifiable? Hell no. He needs help. You know what I mean? So, anything else?
I think we did really good with this one. It's so much. I feel like this whole book, it's like a rope,
So
like
much,
it all
right?
connects to one another. Like,
Oh, you know, I don't want to get too philosophical on this one, but I also love how he mentions the thing about, I'm going to just read the whole thing. Like it says, philosophy takes general knowledge and asks the question. It specifies. Whereas theology and religion simply accepts something that has already been said. So in other words, philosophy investigates and it looks for answers, whereas religion don't. See, a lot of people get caught up on, because he mentioned some religious stuff in here too, whereas a lot of people get caught up in religion. And what I mean by that, like if you did do philosophy, you want to do research.
Yeah.
You want to, and find your answers.
Or have some
Whereas theology just teaches you through religion, oh, just believe it because I told you. You know, like a parent saying to do something, you go, but why? And the parent goes, because I said so. It's like, what? But you ain't explaining to me. So, in other words, it's almost like a form of what's called cognitive dissonance. I explained to y'all before what that means, cognitive dissonance. Do you remember?
Just say it.
All right. In other words, let's say you have a strong belief for something. Like a lot of people just believe in God, right? All right. But now I'm bringing you tangible, solid proof that proves what you believe in was stolen from the Egyptian walls and such and so on and so on. I'm giving you proof to prove that your belief is not real, right? And even though I'm giving you solid, hardcore proof, you still like, no, you just don't want to see. That's cognitive dissonance. Where I'm giving you solid proof and you still just want to believe your belief.
It is a shame because ever since you were little, you were taught only one thing, and it's hard to break that. So a person cannot fall in the ignorance.
I think it is.
In the ignorance because they want to be ignorant, but it's because they think that that's the only way to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, also in the book, this chapter, I forgot what chapter I read, but they was like saying, like in order to find that good person, a good woman, or the good man, like little simple things, like how you also tell us, like, see how he treats his sisters. Does he have any females in
Yes.
But also, people may not think, but it's something small. What's their zodiac sign? Like, I don't really believe in all that, but some of that stuff, I really think, like, it really, like, shows that type of person because it's like, what are their signs? Like, what are their weaknesses? What are their strengths? Are they happy when they get their way? It's just, like, it's something small, but it's just, like, even that's a hint to be like, all right, read up on a person.
And I'm going to give one last one, because there's plenty of different chapters. I'm going to give one last one, the one where it says, are women out of control? And to some degree, yeah, I would say women are out of control. I remember back in the days, that was another thing Michael Business said. Like, a woman could have a great job, be a CEO of a company, but your 12-year-old son is reading on the 5th grade level. Your relationship is stale. You know, how is it that you're such a powerful woman and you putting all your time into your job, but your personal relationship is failing? That's a problem. You know, you that's what's like unbalanced. You know, how many times, even y'all, I bet y'all went through this. Y'all be real cool with one of your girlfriends, right? Soon as they get a boyfriend, they forget about you.
And then try to come back to you when they break up.
And then when they break up, it's that now they want to come back, yo, you know, I messed up. No. See, I always have
boundaries. That door is closed. Don't come over here.
I always have boundaries. Me and mommy been married. We're going on 25 years. It don't matter if I had a friend before I met mommy, while I'm with mommy. I got balance in my life. I don't never be like, no, man, it's all about my wife. So it is all about my wife, actually. But I still got time to balance things out and help this person out, help this person. Even when I did the Big Brother program, I love to try to help another young man get better. I ain't got time, man, my wife. But anyway, like I said, are black women out of control? Because a lot of women tend to look like, oh, you know how many times, me personally, I'll come across another black woman and I'm ready to say, good morning, how you doing? And then she all of a sudden looking at the sky, looking at the ground, looking at her phone. Like, yo, whatever happened to cordial respect? You know what I'm saying? Like, you do not walk by nobody like you didn't see. Like, always acting like you're just... And I remember on one of the radio shows, they asked the woman that, why do you women act like that? And they said, because we disappointed with black men. What? How are you disappointed when you ain't even get to know me? Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a perfect example of our women out of control. Now, this is straight disrespectful. This happened to me many years ago in Jersey City when I was working DHL. Now, y'all tell me what you think about this. True story. I'm not making none of this up. I'm delivering to this company all the time. And all the time I go there, all the workers that work there, female and male, hey, how you doing, Mrs. DHL? Hey, what's up, June? Call her my name, whatever, right? But this one sister, whenever she see me, I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Nothing. Don't say nothing. I'm like, all right, no big deal. Maybe I ain't say it loud enough. See, I'm making all kind of excuses for her. Maybe I ain't say hi loud enough. So the next day I had a delivery, I came in, I said, hey, good morning, how you doing, sister? Nothing. So
no
now,
eye contact or nothing.
yeah, so now I'm getting pissed. I'm like, yo, this joker just rude. All right, whatever. Yo, do you know later that same week, I'm at the elevator, I'm the elevator door is finally opening. I go in. I'm standing in. Somebody said, hold the elevator. Now who's coming? It's that chick. She comes in. And now I just look at her, I'm like, I'm not bothering speaking no more. Yo, do you think she said hello? Anything? Mm-mm. See, this is what we call women out of control. Always walking around grumpy and always acting like the world owes you. When someone's being nice to you, be considerate back. So anyway, she said nothing. So I already had in my mind, I'm not bothering with her no more. Because I didn't say, hey, baby, what's up, honey? Yo, what's up? You know, I said hello. First time. Next time I said, hello, sister. How you doing? You know, each time it's with kindness. So now I had in my mind, I'm not bothering no more. So the following week, I'm at the local deli, going in to get me a quick sandwich, and I felt the presence of somebody in back of me. So just the way my mother taught me, you know, be courteous to open the door for somebody. As I'm walking through, I don't know who it is, but I just hold the door. When I turn around and see who it is, it's this joker. And then she walks right in like with entitlement, like, and don't say thank you or nothing. You know I was pissed. I said, look at this joker really pissing me off. But what I'm going to do? So at this point, I ain't going to cuss her out. I ain't going to talk dirty to her, nothing like that. No, I'm just going to make her invisible now. What a coincidence. I'm on the corner of Journal Square and Eno's place. It used to be a PNC bank. Now, as I'm in the truck sorting my letters, I see this chick come out of the bank the way a lot of you females females get my nerves. Y'all would come out of the bank with y'all cash check in the envelope, just walking around like this, like silly.
Not every.
You don't know more because I got on your body. Oh, y'all used to get on my nerves. But anyway, that same girl come out the bank just like that with envelope in her hand. Some homeless dude ran by, snatched her money, and I'm sitting right in my truck. I see the whole thing transpiring. So now she comes, she goes, stop. And then she looks dead at me in my truck. She goes, somebody help me. He just stole my money. Yo, you know what? I look right at her like, yeah, okay, sure. Yeah. See, why would I help you? So you have this thing of being rude and disrespectful, of entitlement as well. And now you want my help? I'm supposed to put myself on the line for you, you rude, disrespectful person? No, it's not going to happen. So she's out there screaming and screaming for help. Next thing you know, the guard, Dominguez, he comes outside. And he goes, what's going on? What's going on? So then she's screaming, look, I just cashed my check and the guy just snatched my money and he ran down the street and nobody would help me. Looking in my direction. So now I get out of the van and I walk over to Manny Dominguez, that's his name. So I walk over to Manny and he goes, hey, Junior, what happened? You know what happened? I said, yeah, I seen that the guy snatched her check. He ran down the street. He go, really?
Wait, when you're saying this, she was listening to you?
I don't give a doggone. Because at this point, you are invisible to me. Oh. You want to be rude? I'm not going to cuss her out, be rude to her. I'm just not. You don't exist to me no more. Because you're just rude. So anyway, Manny says to me, when I pulled him to the side, I said, man, I've seen the whole thing happen, man. I said, that girl is always rude. She don't know how to say hello, good morning. I done held the door for this girl and everything. And I never tried to talk to her, nothing like that, or kick it to her. I was being polite, but she got no manners. When I said that, Manny said, oh, yeah, Junior, you're right. I see that girl, she come in the building, and now you know, I security here. That girl, she come in the building, she act like I'm fucking, he said, she act like I'm fucking mannequin. I said, what? Yeah, she walk in, she don't say hi, nothing, or you know, at least they kiss my ass. She says nothing. So I know you say, when you say, she not speaking, and now she needed help. See? You see?
That means that's what they say. That's what they say. Always karma comes back.
See?
No, but do you really
it was one of your people.
Or do you really talk like that? Or
but see, that's why I say a lot of you females, please, it is not necessary to be rude and disrespectful. And if you got that good job, that's great. You're a great woman. It's no reason to be rude and then you forget your husband, your boyfriend, your fiance, your kids, because you're so into this job. Or now you want to be rude and disrespectful all the time. It's not necessary. But on a whole nother positive note, I just thought I'd share that with y'all. But it's a great book. You will love it.
Yes, it is.
There are way more chapters that we could talk about, but we're going to finish it with this. And as always, like I said, don't judge a book by its cover. Certainly not this one, because this is a great one. Go out and get yourself a good book.
Yes.
From us to y'all.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.